Dodgers Nation? Doug McCain here. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMAC_LA. Blake Treinen sent to the IL. We're going to tell you what this means for the Dodgers bullpen in just a second, but quick reminder, for all latest Dodgers news, rumors, breakdowns, interviews, and more, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and if you really want to support the channel, smash that like button. And as always, I want your takes down below in the comments section. Today's Dodgers Nation question of the day. Are you concerned at all with Blake Treinen being sent to the IL? What's your concern level on a scale of 1 to 10? And also, who do you think is going to step up in his absence? How do you feel about Daniel Hudson, about Brusdar Graterol? I want all your thoughts down below. And for all latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com. So we've got some injury news to report. Blake Treinen has been sent to the IL. The Dodgers tweet out, the Dodgers recalled left-handed pitcher Garrett Clevenger and plays right-handed pitcher Blake Treinen on the injured list with right shoulder discomfort. Now, so far this season, Blake Treinen has appeared in 3 games. He's allowed 1 run, that home run that he served up to Connor Joe against the Rockies on that hanging cutter, but his stuff still looks great. He's striking out half the batters he's faced this season. And if you look at his peripherals, look at his velocity, it's not like it's down tremendously. And a lot of pitchers around the league, their velo is down just a tick. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that a lot of pitchers around the league, they're not fully built up due to the shortened spring training because of the MLB lockout. And when I was at spring training a few weeks ago, I talked to Blake Treinen about how he was feeling entering the season. And he talked about how he felt a little rushed. And you can tell when I was talking to him that he wasn't very thrilled about the shortened spring training due to the MLB lockout.
Blake Treinen, thanks a lot for the time. Really appreciate it. So first and foremost, how you feeling this spring?
I feel good. Little bit rushed, but good. You know, like obviously the atmosphere of what transpired over the last few months and really half a year, I guess, kind of building into it is kind of, it's tough to stay mentally prepared and knowing at any given moment. It's kind of up to, you know, people that run the game to figure out if they're okay with anything. So once it gets figured out and we find the best deal for the players as possible or that they'll allow us to have, you know, we roll with it and we're here in camp. So feels like it's only a 2.5-week spring training and it's supposed to be 4. So we'll see.
So you think you feel a little rushed? Do you think that it changed your offseason?
Fine.
You feel fine? Okay.
I feel fine. I just think it's, you know, you have to start thinking about baseball as a whole. You know, rushing just seems more like a business, more of a business ploy than a player health ploy. So, but our organization does a great job of keeping guys, you know, we're responsible for our own bodies. You know, we're accountable, and so if we can handle a workload, we're going to continue to move. If we need a second to take a break, then we'll find the best way to make that happen.
And then after we learned that he wasn't going to be available for the Dodgers series versus the Braves, he spoke to our friend AM570's Dodger insider Dave Vassay about where he's at physically and how close he is to getting back to 100%.
It's just some small stuff that I think usually works its way out in spring training. I know that everybody keeps talking about like a shortened spring training, and I don't like to keep harping on it, but it is just the reality of it for me this year is like I had a little bit of a bug going from Colorado to Minnesota, and I think maybe the cold weather that early without being completely ramped up the way I'm used to might have had something to do with it, but it's neither here nor there why it's here. It's just you know, we're dealing with it, and I truly believe we're on the back half of it. So we're day by day. We got up there through a bullpen today. It went pretty well, and you know, I think my stuff was right where it needs to be, and trending in the right direction.
So based on what Blake Treinen said, based on what I'm hearing, I'm not very concerned about the health of Treinen moving forward. I still think he's going to be the Dodgers' high-leverage guy coming out of the bullpen. He was a top 10 reliever last year. I think he'll be a top 10 reliever this year. And Garrett Clevenger, he's going to step in, and he's going to join that Dodgers pen. If you remember, he was sent down after the Dodgers called up Phil Bickford. And so far this season, Clevenger's pitched 2/3 of an inning. He's given up 1 run, 2 hits, a strikeout, a walk in his 1 appearance this season against the Twins. But the guy that's going to step up in Blake Treinen's absence is going to be Daniel Hudson. And Daniel Hudson has really looked the part so far this season. He's pitched 3 2/3 innings across 4 games, 7 strikeouts, no walks, no earned runs. He's allowed just 2 hits, a 50% K percentage so far for Daniel Hudson. That fastball looks electric, and I think he's going to be the guy that's going to step in those high leverage situations. You also also have Brusdar Gratterall. And this Dodgers bullpen, they have depth. And let's not forget, they did trade for Craig Kimbrell. So that Kimbrell trade is looking better and better every day that goes by, especially when you consider the fact that A.J. Pollock has already suffered an injury. And I think Craig Kimbrell, that lights-out reliever that's comfortable in that situation, that's more than familiar with that situation, he's a guy that the Dodgers can trust late in games. So Blake Treinen, he is going to be back. It's going to be sooner than later. And when he does, the Dodgers are going to rely upon him to be that fireman. You know, I'm calling him BTFD, the Blake Treinen Fire Department, because he's that high-leverage guy that you can bring in against the meat of the order in pressure situations, and that's not always the ninth inning. That could be the seventh, that could be the eighth, and I think Blake Treinen, he's going to be a rock for this Dodgers bullpen just like he was last season, and also feel better about the depth of this bullpen this season. Remember last year, the Dodgers, they used 39 different pitchers, and that includes Andy Burns and Justin Turner, who, by the way, has a 0.00 ERA. And I don't want to see that this season. I don't want to see the Kevin Quackenbushes for the Dodgers. I want to see the Dodgers stay healthy, and that's why the Dodgers are going to veer on the side of caution with guys like Blake Treinen and Andrew Heaney. They are going to have those kid gloves. They are going to have the bubble wrap early on the season because it is a marathon. It isn't a sprint. They're playing for October, not April. So that's the important thing, and you want Blake Treinen to have a healthy season. Last year, 72 1/3 innings pitched from Treinen. So he was a very dependable reliever, and I think the focus right now is to get him right because they know it's going to be a long season for LA, and they need him to be that high leverage guy out of the arm barn. But let me know down below in the comments section, on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your concern level with Blake Treinen's injury? How do you feel about Daniel Hudson? Do you like the Dodgers' depth this season? Remember, Tommy Kahnle is on the way. Danny Duffy hopefully will get right at some point this summer. And then later after the All-Star break, we'll see Dustin May out of that Dodgers bullpen. So I'm happy with the depth. You saw Victor Gonzalez hasn't made an appearance this season, so it's still early. They're still trying to get guys right, but Blake Treinen is headed to the IL, and he is the most important Dodgers reliever along with Craig Kimbrell this season, so they have to get him healthy. But let me know down below in the comments section, what is your concern level? Let me know down below. My name is Doug McCain. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. For all latest Dodgers news, rumors, breakdowns, interviews, and more all season long, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and if you want to see us post even more Dodgers content, smash that like button. And as always, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.